Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with a bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie.
Since when is my name funny? What's the deal? Here at Bestie Book Reviews, we just let Mandy get it all out of her system. It's a personal joke. None of us are privy to it.
I'm sorry.
What is so funny?
I was gonna call you Hambone. It made me think of how you were gonna go off on this tangent again about
my linebacker shoulders. Oh. Okay. Well, on that note, would you like to do your intro again, or do we just keep rolling?
We could just keep rolling, Hambone.
Oh my God. Stop the ham bone. Okay, anyhow. Let's see. Are you good?
I'm ready. Go.
Okay. Well, this trope video for you guys is, we're calling it medical. So the hero or the heroine work in the medical field in some way, shape, or form, right? Is that what we're doing?
Well, that's what I prepared for.
That's what I prepared for too. So that's good. I'm glad we're on the same page. So before we start talking about the Rex, what you got?
Well, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. We are doing 26 books of 2026 giveaway. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. We love having you here. So thank you.
Okay. All right.
Like,
let's
comment,
talk about
and hype.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ready to get going?
I've been ready.
No, you've been giggling. Okay. Well, let's talk about my first rec for this medical thing. Speaking of medical, I might be dying just a little bit, but that's okay. We're fine. So the first rec I have, he is a psychologist. And this is Mind to Bend by Aurelia Knight. This is about Sarah. Seraphine, but she goes by Sarah. She's been married to like her high school boyfriend for, I want to say it's like 9 months, but hey, she's still a virgin because they both have some hangups with the way that they were raised. And so he hasn't wanted to consummate their marriage yet because he feels like it's a sin, even though you're married, go ahead. But he can't do that. So they end up going to see a counselor together, or a psychologist together. And that is where Shane comes in. Shane is our doctor, and he immediately falls for Seraphine, and he decides that he's gonna stalk her and make her his, and he's gonna use his medical profession to break them up and to separate them. And you really shouldn't do that when you're a medical professional, but he does, and it just gets over the top, possessive, and crazy all at once. And I loved it. It was great. He warps your mind. Yep.
I should have been getting my notes ready. My apologies. That was not the right book. Okay. Oh, nope. Wrong. We're doing 2 trope videos. Wrong flagging system. Oh my gosh. Yeah. How has this gone awry so quickly?
We have, in Mandy's defense, we have a lot of videos we're filming this morning because of the vacation that I'm taking later this month.
Okay. I was like, this is the wrong book too. It's not. Okay. So my first rec is going to be Over the Moon by Laura Pavlov. This is the 3rd book in the Rosewood River series. It has audio, Teddy Hamilton. So if you're an audiobook fan, this could be one for you. Okay, we have intense banter in pickleball in this one, which I really loved, and the Taylor T. If you followed our channel for a while, you know how much I loved the Taylor T. So Clark is a hockey star. He is back in his hometown and he needs to heal, and he needs to heal quickly. And so he has a personal trainer, or physical therapist who comes to live with him to like help him get back on track. And that is Eloise. So she goes home with him during the off season and is there to help him heal. And they are going to start to fall for each other. But she cannot have this happening because he is her patient, her client, and he is like a hockey star and she wants to be taken seriously in this world. And so things get complicated very, very quickly. And she has a supervisor who's kind of out to make things difficult for her. So she really can't be involved with him.
Okay.
Okay. That was fast.
That's okay. Well, Mandy's bringing the normal and I'm bringing you the crazy. So the next recommendation I have is Cute But Creepy by Beatrix Hollow. This is the second book in her Verfallen Asylum series. You can read it as a standalone. This is an FMM, so eventually our males will have some kind of a relationship together, but it is a fated mate situation. So this is Hazel. These are paranormal, by the way. Hazel is part Phoenix, and she actually gets herself admitted to Verfallen Asylum to try to find her brother, who is Baz from book one, but we find that out. But Baz, and she wants to kill Baz because he murdered their parents. And so when she gets to Verfallen Asylum, she meets Zero and Gonzo. And one of them is a patient. One of them is her doctor who likes to experiment on the patients. It's wild. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. You can't take it too seriously. There is plot. There is a story. But I enjoy these more than I think I'm going to. So they're all there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek comedy in these, but yet they're dark and fun at the same time. So I really enjoy them.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready for my first one?
Well, I'm ready for your second one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My first one is also another second one. My second, what is wrong with me? My second one is also a very normal one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's called Keeping Her Under by Miranda Grant.
It's not normal.
She is in a coma when she is taken to she's in the ICU. She's in a coma. Again, completely normal. He's the anesthesiologist and he is obsessed with her. So he decides to make certain things happen. So she has to stay under longer so he can spend quality time with her. Again, completely normal, same things that most people would do in these situations. He has a lot of trauma. Maybe it's a little understandable, but he's got a lot of trauma. This book is quite wild. It's in the medical field. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it. Like,
it's quite twisted and sick. And if you want to read it, in a good way, but if you want to read it, you have to get it from Miranda's website. It is not.
It is very dark and twisted, but I just wanted to have one normal rec in there.
None of mine are going to be. All of mine are normal. Not really. No, they're not. Okay. Well, book number 3 for me is Caitlin Can't Die by Liz Hamilton.
That's normal.
It's post-apocalyptic with bloat.
Yeah, but it's not
can't do this.
Twisted.
No, it's not twisted. So
thank you for showing us your fingers.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold my notebook open down here and hold my book up and switch. I can't do it all. Okay, so this is Caitlin Can't Die by Liz Hamilton. So this is about Caitlin, obviously, and Riley. So the end of the world has happened. There's like people have got sick and they turned into like these zombie-like creatures they call bloats. And Caitlin has been on a date with this guy for she's gone on 2.5 dates with this guy when the end of the world happens on Halloween, and then they're stuck together. She says he's good at sex, but he's not very smart. And so we are seeing that in the beginning of this book when they go into a store to try and get her tampons because she gets her period, and getting your period at the end in the apocalypse is probably not a great thing. And when they're in this store, the bloats come in and they have to flee, which leads to her getting injured and hurt. She's bleeding out and she goes and sits down next to a tree once this happens, and she's like, you know what, finally it is the end, because who wants to live in the apocalypse, which is why they call it Caitlin Can't Die, because she's like, well, who wants to do this? But every time she thinks she's gonna die, somebody or something happens and she survives. And that is what happens in this situation, because Riley shows up, who I believe he was an ER nurse, and he and the guy that he's traveling with actually nurse her back to health, and then they go on this adventure together. But she's just kind of very like, dude, why do you even want to live through the apocalypse? And he's all like Mary Sunshine, like, I'm gonna make you better. Loved this book. I love this series. I like Liz. I just really do. I can't do this without showing my finger. It's a good book. Next.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, I have a reverse age gap.
Ooh, okay. Tell us about it.
So, hold on.
Oh.
Stay on for a second. Our heroine is a mature heroine, not quite as old as you.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to scream about how you're only 2 months older than me?
The people know by now.
Unless they're new. Then we're going to get a comment about how I'm mean.
Yeah.
I prefer it when people say you're the bully.
Okay, anyhow.
Okay, so this is Everything She Ever Wanted by Liz Durano. And so we have Harlow. Harlow is a pediatric transplant doctor, so highly specialized doctor. And she's going through a very, very nasty divorce. So she literally goes on the road, and she's been traveling and going and working at different hospitals. And right now she ends up in New Mexico. I think she's originally from New York, so she's like really traveling. And she is going to her rental, which she is told is available. So she's at her rental, and Dax is there. It's actually Dax owns it, but I think it's his grandma manages it. It's his grandma or aunt, some family member manages it for him. He assumes it's available for him. He goes there, and voila, it is not empty. Or she shows up and it's not empty. I can't remember. I believe there's a bathroom scene. If you could, that's a wink about this, not about Coveted cover. If you catch my drift. Anyway, he is much younger than her, which kind of makes her a little leery. And so we have the whole doctor aspect, which really plays a heavy part into the storyline. And then he is much younger, so we get the delicious reverse age gap as well. Oh dear. I'm also having finger problems.
Finger problems, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, the next one that I have is a holiday book, but you can read it outside of the holidays and still enjoy it. But it is wild and crazy, because it's another one by Beatrix Hollow, and somebody else. So this is, I think you read this one too, Slaying the Holidays by Beatrix Hollow, and
I did read this,
and Lex Oleander. So yeah, so this one is about Sophie. She is a psychologist, and she gets a new patient. And this new patient is going through some pretty traumatic things. Like he's very depressed. He's a single father. And so she suggests that he gets a hobby. Little does she know that his little hobby that he picks up is going to be murder. And he's also possibly going to force her into a relationship type situation. This is very, I would call this a dark comedy. It is pretty funny, but I really, really love this one. It's not very long, so I'm not going to tell you much more about it, but that was great. She was a psychologist.
Again, completely normal.
Completely normal. Yeah.
Completely normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a really unhinged book rec for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not unhinged. I'm being funny.
Nope. It's completely normal.
It's pretty normal. Yeah.
Yep.
It's very good though. Don't let Jessica calling it completely normal scare you away. Okay, so this is Protect by Paisley Hope. It is part of the Sky Ridge Hot Shots series. It's the second book. You could totally read this without reading the first, although you might enjoy it a little bit more if you've read them in order, but you don't have to. I don't believe I did, because I don't like to do stuff like that. So in this we have Violet. No, I think I did actually read these in order. I did read these ones in order.
You did.
I did. I remember now. Okay, we have Violet. She her brother dies in the first book. So you kind of know that backstory. It's talked about in this, though. So you know that already if you haven't read the first book. And her brother's friend, King, is brought into the hospital where she works as a nurse. And he has been severely injured in a fire. And that's how her brother died. And so there's a little bit of trauma, I guess, to deal with that happening, because she's adamant that she wants nothing to do with anybody in that line of work because she doesn't want to go through that again. She's also going through a divorce. She has a little girl. Her ex wants really nothing to do with their daughter, which is harder for her to explain to her daughter and just really wrap her head around that. He also works in the medical field. And so we have King. So he's brought in. She really, really, really does not want to fall for him at all, but she can't help kind of getting sucked into his orbit a little bit. And he genuinely really loves her daughter and bonds with her in a very genuine, heartfelt way. So she finds it really hard to keep those walls up when it comes to King.
Okay.
And the medical part is a huge part of this because she's the nurse that's tending to him there and all of that stuff. I think all of our recs, the medical part plays a fairly big part into it. It's kind of like when you read, like, for example, a hockey romance and they say it's hockey, but it's just mentioned in passing the guy's a hockey player, but you never see anything in hockey. Or if he's a retired hockey player and has nothing really to do with the hockey world anymore, I don't think that's a hockey romance. These are all like in the trenches of their fields stories.
I've got one that's definitely in the trenches next. So my last one, that's what this one is. I'm just telling myself.
Okay, we are on our last one.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're so welcome. Okay, so the last book I have is Stray by DJ Krimmer. This is a dark cowboy. This is about Ozzy, who is our heroine, and she has arrived at the ranch that Jackson's family runs because Jackson's dad is dying, and she is his hospice nurse. And so she has come to them to provide end-of-life care for Jackson's father. Ozzy has gone through something horribly, horribly tragic and suffers from severe PTSD from it. She looks a little different from the average nurse that you would see. She's got some crazy colored hair. She's got piercings. She's got tattoos everywhere. Obviously, they're there to hide some of her trauma. But Jackson picks up on her trauma very quickly. And this one, I love this one so much because yes, his dad is dying and she's there as the hospice nurse, but she finds her healing at their ranch. And this is ultimately the story of her healing and Jackson's place in her healing. Like, he doesn't heal her. He walks beside her as she figures things out and heals. And I just, this story was so, so good. And I don't know what else to say about it. It was just an amazing book about trauma and healing. And so good.
Okay, I really wanted to use a J. Saman book for this because most of her books involve doctors and revolve heavily in the medical field. The problem became, though, that I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. And so I never ended up marking one in my journals. So I'm going to go with No, Don't Ever Stop by Marnie Mann. But if you're looking for a good medical one, just search J. Saman and you probably can find one. Okay, so this is Don't Ever Stop by Marnie Mann. And in this one, we have Gavin. Gavin is a former NFL player, and he's also quite wealthy. He's a billionaire of Boston. And we have Emily, who is working 2 jobs, trying to just stay afloat. So she works as a nurse and an assistant, like a rehabilitation center. And then she also works as like a doctor's assistant nurse on call for a pediatrician. So she is on call and it's just about time for her not to be on call. And she gets the call that she needs to go to somebody's house. So she goes, and when she gets there, she realizes she's going straight up to the penthouse. And that's where she meets Gavin, whose son has shoved something up his nose and he needs her to get it out because he is freaked out and will not let Gavin even near his nose. So Emily works her magic as the pediatric nurse and is able to rescue the object from Gavin's little boy's nose. in the meantime, Gavin is really intrigued with his feelings as he watches this woman with his son that he has guarded very, very carefully. And he invites her on a whim to stay for a drink. And she's like, well, I'm on the clock. I can't. So she leaves. She's going down in the elevator when she gets the text notice that's releasing her from being on duty. So she pushes the up button and goes back up and is no longer on duty. And things happen between the two of them from there. Okay.
All right.
Those
there you
are
go.
my medical recs.
Yep. There's 10 books with heroes or heroines in the medical field.
Yes. And bonus Jason Man.
And bonus Jason Man. Yes, yes. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this one up.
All right. Well, please make sure to check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And let us know in the comments your favorite medical books. And you can always tell us what videos you hope to see from us next, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
We love hearing from you guys.
We do. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.